Have you ever been in a situation where you saw someone being treated unfairly and wondered, should I step in? Now imagine you're in a crowded restaurant and someone starts harassing the staff right in front of you. Would you speak up? This is exactly what happened to Melania Trump one evening. When she noticed a waitress being unfairly treated by a rude customer, she decided to act. What followed not only surprised everyone in the restaurant, but inspired people worldwide. Let's dive into this incredible story. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us of the power of kindness. Today, we're sharing a remarkable story about Melania Trump, known for her elegance and poise, who stepped up in a way no one expected. When she saw a waitress being harassed during a quiet evening out, her response turned a tense moment into one of inspiration. Stay with me as we unpack every detail of this unforgettable evening and the powerful message it left behind. It was a calm evening in a high-end New York City restaurant, the kind of place where people go to relax, enjoy great food, and soak in the peaceful atmosphere. The soft hum of conversations, the clinking of glasses, and the occasional laugh filled the room. Among the diners was Melania Trump. She was seated at a cozy corner table, dressed elegantly as always, her presence understated but unmistakable. She was there to enjoy a quiet evening, but little did she know that her actions that night would become the highlight of the evening. As the evening unfolded, most tables were enjoying their meals and conversations. But at one table, things were starting to get uncomfortable. A man, seated with a few companions, was visibly irritated. He called over the waitress, a young woman who was probably in her early 20s, and began speaking to her in a harsh tone. "This isn't what I ordered," he snapped. "How hard is it to get a simple order right?" The waitress tried to apologize, her voice polite but shaky. "I'm so sorry, sir. Let me fix that for you right away," she said. But her apology only seemed to fuel his frustration. "Fix it. You should have gotten it right the first time," he said loudly, drawing attention from nearby tables. The waitress looked visibly upset, but she kept her composure, trying her best to handle the situation professionally. Meanwhile, the room grew quieter as more people noticed what was happening. Yet no one stepped in until Melania Trump decided she couldn't stay silent. Melania, who had been quietly observing the interaction, suddenly stood up. She walked over to the table where the man was seated, her calm yet confident demeanor immediately drawing everyone's attention. She addressed the man directly, her voice steady and firm. "Excuse me, sir," she began, "but there's no need to speak to her like that." The man, clearly surprised, turned to face her. "This is none of your business," he said dismissively. But Melania didn't back down. "It becomes everyone's business when someone is treated unfairly," she said, her words carrying an undeniable authority. "This young woman is doing her job, and she deserves to be treated with respect." The entire restaurant was silent now. All eyes were on Melania, and even the man, who moments ago had been so loud, seemed unsure of how to respond. The waitress, who had been holding back tears, looked at Melania with gratitude. The man, now visibly uncomfortable, muttered something under his breath and sank back into his chair. The energy in the room shifted completely. A few diners began clapping softly, and soon the applause spread throughout the restaurant. People weren't just clapping for Melania. They were clapping for what she stood up for: kindness, respect, and fairness. After addressing the man, Melania turned to the waitress and gave her a warm smile. "You're doing a great job," she said, her voice filled with genuine kindness. "Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise." The waitress, now visibly moved, nodded and thanked her softly before stepping away to catch her breath. The restaurant staff quickly rallied around her, offering support and reassurance. Other diners also began leaving generous tips and kind words for the staff, inspired by what they had just witnessed. What started as a tense moment had transformed into a powerful reminder of the impact one person's actions can have. Expected, the story didn't stay in that restaurant. A few diners had captured parts of the exchange on their phones, and the videos quickly made their way to social media. Within hours, headlines like "Melania Trump defends waitress in public" and "A classy act of kindness" began trending. People from all over the world praised her actions, calling her a role model for standing up for what's right. The story sparked conversations about the importance of treating service workers with respect and how small acts of courage can inspire positive change. This wasn't just a story about Melania Trump stepping in. It was a reminder of the importance of standing up for others. In a world where it's often easier to look the other way, her actions showed that speaking up, even in small moments, can make a big difference. It's a lesson in courage, empathy, and the ripple effect of kindness. Melania's response wasn't just about defending a waitress. It was about setting an example of how we can all choose to act when we see someone being treated unfairly. So what can we take from this story? First, that standing up for others doesn't require power or status. It simply requires the willingness to act. Second, that kindness and respect are values we can all uphold, no matter the situation. Melania's actions remind us that even small gestures can inspire those around us to do better. Whether it's speaking up for someone, offering a kind word, or leading by example, we all have the power to make the world a little brighter. This story of Melania Trump standing up for a waitress being harassed isn't just about what happened that night. It's about the values we can carry into our own lives. It's a reminder that courage and kindness aren't just for big moments. They're for everyday situations where we have the chance to make a difference. Her actions that night didn't just inspire the people in that restaurant. They've inspired people around the world. And that's a story worth remembering. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.